Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. I'm Rawan. So today's video is going to be very different. I've never done something like this before. So I've said before that I started a full-time job. I'm actually working in a school. I'm actually in a high school. It's been very different from being in an elementary school because you guys know I studied elementary. I actually love it so much. I was kind of nervous going into it. It's definitely like a different world in high school because obviously elementary they're like little babies and then high school they're like adults, so it's very different. I look forward to going to work every day and like seeing them and seeing all the staff, and it's been very amazing. So I wanted to share something with you guys that I thought was really cool. There is a class that we teach that is called public speaking, and it basically teaches the kids how to speak in front of a big audience, how to engage them, because this is a skill that they might be using or actually will be using in the future when they graduate. I've learned a lot from this class. Like, I feel like I'm a student in there because it's just the stuff that is being taught is just so important and we don't really think about it. So the kids had an assignment and they basically had to do a 2 to 3 minute speech teaching us how to do something. So it's kind of like a how-to speech. The teacher decided that in order for them to understand what we were looking for, we wanted to model it for them. So the teacher did a speech and then she told me to put a speech together about how to do something. So I was so nervous because I wasn't like teaching them. Like, I'm the one that's like, you know, when they're doing like group work, I go around and make sure that like they're on task and stuff, and if like they need any help, but I've never actually like talked in front of them, like all of them. So that was very nerve-wracking. When she said I had to do that, I was like, okay, all right, yeah, sure, I'll do it. So then I asked her if I could do a how-to based off Disney, because obviously Disney fan here, I got a Disney YouTube channel, like this is something that I'm passionate about. So I asked her if I could do a how-to. At first I thought it was like how to book a Disney World vacation, and she said that's kind of boring, like especially for a group of high school students. So she said, why don't you do a how to make the most out of your Disney trip? And I thought that was so cool. So I was like, okay, I gotta like think about this. So what should they do? Like if they were dropped in Disney World for like a couple of hours, what are the things that they must do? There was a rubric that they had to follow. So the first thing is that they needed to introduce themselves. So obviously like, hi, my name is Rawan. I'm going to be teaching you guys today how to make the most out of your Disney trip. So they needed an introduction. They also needed a fun fact. So something that will like hook your audience in. The fun fact that I use is actually funny, so you guys will see like what I say in the speech, because I'm going to be showing you guys the speech. This is why I'm making this entire video, because I want to show you guys what it looked like when I made the speech in front of them. Like I said, they needed an introduction, they needed a fun fact, they needed a definition, so they had to define something with whatever it is that they were teaching. They also needed a personal story, like they needed to connect to whatever it is that they were teaching us. They also needed to use like hand gestures in certain moments in a speech, because obviously a good public speaker knows how to like use their hands to like convey what message they were trying to do. They needed 3 to 6 steps of what it is that they were teaching us. We also needed a quote like that talked about whatever it is that we were teaching. So instead of using a Walt Disney quote, I actually asked you guys a question on Instagram. So if you guys follow me on my personal Instagram, I asked a question that was like, what does Disney mean to you? And I said like, I will probably use one quote that you guys said. And actually I chose Kelly's quote because I thought it was so cool, like how she explained it. It definitely resonated with me on a personal level, so I ended up using her quote. So Kelly, if you're watching this, thank you so much for that, because you were part of my speech and it was just so cool. Like, I just can't believe that I actually got up there and talked about Disney in front of them. Like, I never thought that that would be something that I would do in my career. So if they had all of these elements in their speech, they obviously got a good grade. That's basically what the speech was on. So my speech is about how to make the most out of your Disney World trip. I obviously did not mention that I had a YouTube channel just because I feel like that's so weird. I don't want these kids watching me on YouTube. Like, it's weird. Like, this is a part of my life that I want to keep like separate from work. So I wanted them to know how much Disney meant to me, but I feel like this was kind of like, this is something I like to keep to myself and to you guys. So if you guys want to watch the speech, I'm going to insert it right now. Hello everybody, my name is Miss Hussein and I'm going to be talking to you guys today about Disney World. So you guys already know that I'm a very big Disney fan. You've seen me carrying the bags, you've seen me wearing the jewelry. So specifically today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to teach you how to make the most out of your Disney trip. The obsession started when me and my husband went for our honeymoon. And just being there, like physically, like going on all the rides, you know, being in the actual movie and meeting the characters just really brought me back to when I was little. Like I've always wanted to go to Disney, and I don't know, just being there really meant a lot to me. So fun fact, and I want to thank Miss Roman for letting me use this. Disney World actually opened the year that Miss Roman was born, which was in 1971, the one in Florida. So there's two, there's Disney World in Florida, and then there's Disneyland in California. Okay, so let's say you guys get dropped off at Disney World and you have no idea where to start. The first thing that I think you guys should do is go to this ride called Flight of Passage. Has anybody seen the movie Avatar? Raise a hand. Okay. So Avatar is a movie about the Na'vi. They're like those blue people that, where, I'm not going to get into what the movie's about, but yeah, so there's a land in Animal Kingdom, it's called Pandora, and that is where the ride is. It's basically like a virtual reality where you sit on a motorcycle, it takes you out into this screen, it's a huge screen. Do you have a question?
No, I said I've been to a Universal.
Okay, and then they play just scenes from the movie, and the motorcycle that you're on is actually supposed to be the Banshee that the Na'vi ride, and you can actually feel the Banshee breathing on your calves because you're sitting like this. So it's really the closest feeling I've ever got to flying. It was amazing. You can smell it, you can like smell the smells, you can feel the wind in your hair. It's really an awesome ride. The second thing I think you should do is go to a restaurant called California Grill. It's actually in one of the resorts in Magic Kingdom, sorry. And it's a rooftop restaurant. They actually have a special elevator that takes you to that restaurant. Only people that are going to eat there can take that elevator. It's on the 14th floor. The food is great. The ambiance is great, but really what's the best about it is that you get to go off to this observation deck and you can see all of Magic Kingdom in front of you. And it's just a gorgeous sight. The third and last thing that I think you guys should do is watch the show Happily Ever After, which is the fireworks show in Magic Kingdom. It starts at 9 p.m. You're standing right in front of the castle, but it's not even the fireworks really that is the best. It's the music that they play along with the fireworks and the projections that play on the castle. Sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna end this with a quote. So I didn't want to use a Walt Disney quote because I thought that was very cliche. So I'm actually a very, I wouldn't say like a big shot in the Disney community, but there is a Disney community online. There's like on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. So I turned to all these people that love Disney because I felt like I was one of the only people in my family and friends that really love Disney this much. So I wanted to communicate with other people and talk to people about my passion for Disney. And so yesterday, literally, I put up a post and I was like, what does Disney mean to you? And I got a bunch of responses from my friends. And one of my friends, her name is Kelly, she said, Disney teaches lessons that no other platform can teach. And I was like, that's a very powerful statement. Can you please elaborate on that? And then she just started throwing Disney movies at me. And she was like, well, Lion King teaches you to learn and reflect from the past. Lilo and Stitch teaches you the importance of family. Beauty and the Beast teaches you that beauty is found within the way that you treat others. And then she just continued going on. And then she said that watching these movies as children teach us valuable lessons that we in our everyday lives live as adults. So she's basically saying, like, we grew up with these movies, but these movies teach us valuable lessons throughout our life. So I'm gonna end something with something crazy. I'm a really big Disney person, guys. It's really crazy that I love wearing the Mickey ears. So I have over 250 ears in my collection. Ooh, and I bought some in to show you. Just like, this is literally like 1/8 of my collection. And it's just like, wanted to show you guys. Who knows Monsters, Inc? There's so many different designs. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. You guys can look at it. Thank you so much for having me. Any questions? I want to tell you, I was really nervous. Like, I've never spoken in front of high schoolers before. I have spoken obviously in front of elementary school kids, but high schoolers is different. They're like adults. Like, I felt like they were gonna judge me. They asked me so many questions, like after I said the speech. After someone says a speech, we open up the floor to like the audience where they can compliment the speaker, and I got so many sweet compliments from all of them. So it was a very wonderful moment, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I just wanted to show you guys like a little bit of a little glimpse of my life as a teacher, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.
Bye bye.